Hello everyone, my name is Mehmet Taşkiran. This presentation is the final presentation of Yaşar University 2021 Summer School ARCH4420 course. Our project at this term is a transformable neighborhood theater hall in Göztepe district. The name of my project is Threshold for Art. I prepared two diagrams to better explain the design process and main idea of the project. The main idea of the project is the threshold. The idea of a threshold is a crossing point or road that connects areas and structures that serve two different purposes or work in two different ways. I used the concept of threshold in this project. I worked as a transition from Mithat Pasha Street, which is constantly busy, crowded, and commercial centers, to a peaceful place where art and education are intense, which will be formed together with the theater hall we were asked to design for our space. Of course, I benefited from the analyses and field trips I made while making urban decisions about the project. When we examine the land and its surroundings, we see that the land is costly because it is located at the center of the city and nearby the sea. This has caused all the surrounding buildings to be multi-story. I also worked on a single floor for the majority of the project, both to break this perception in the environment and because people feel smaller in the city which is rising day by day. On this slide you see my site plan. Since I don't want any accumulation in a certain part of the land, I positioned the structures at the corners of the land to create defined spaces between them. When we move to the ground floor plan, we enter the land from the most crowded street around the land, namely Mithat Pasha Street, at zero level. There is a cafe bordering this street. The cafe has double entrances from Mithat Pasha Street and from the back for those coming from the theater side. The cafe serves 35 people with an area of 200 square meters on this floor. Thanks to the slope of the land, I placed seating steps at the back of the cafe and created a small open-air cinema by placing a screen on the back wall of the cafe. The theater and courses are at a 1 plus level. This height is reached by ramps and stairs from three sides of the land. The slope of these ramps has been designed so that the disabled can move alone. When we enter the theater building, we see the foyer area of 220 square meters. The theater hall is 315 square meters and has a capacity of 160 people. In the backstage, there is a storage room for the props and a service entrance for easy transport. At the same time, there are two storerooms separately for men and women and two player backstage. When we examine in the workshop building, there are staff rooms and toilets at the entrance. At the same time, there are educational course rooms that can be shaped according to the public's use. There are 120 and 65 square meters. As I explained in the part of urban decisions, there is only the second floor in the cafe since I don't want to go up the second floor. With its terrace, it is 230 square meters in total and can serve 50 people. I also have perspective renders on this slide. In this way, you can better understand the floor layout. When we examine the sections, we get more information about the operation of the theater. At the same time, we can notice the transformable material, which is one of the main elements of the project in the sections. The situation that makes the project transformable is that the audience part of the theater can be opened when desired. How these events works is also seen in the sections. On this slide, we see the facades. While doing the facade work, the elements I paid the most attention to were not to be under the shadow of the Goethe Institute while I wanted a modern and simple look, and not to put the Anatolian apartment in the background while trying to be under its shadows. We can see the other two facades on this slide. These are eye-level renders. Here too, we have facade renders by removing other buildings on the site to better understand the facades and a perspective render. And finally, there is a night render. Thank you for your listening. At the end of the recording, there is a video that I created from my model. Have a nice watch.